I was a psychology major in college, so sometimes now I like go and read like various studies just for fun, mostly romantic or like relationship related. But I read one yesterday that said men fall in love easier than or faster than women. Now, I did some research and this is like actually a very popular finding. A lot of studies have shown it. So I wrote down the reasons this happens and the solution to it so you can stop doing it. And I wanted to tell you guys about it while I try to climb ranked in Clash Royale with Hog 2.6 and Hero Musketeer. I totally missed that Dark Gob. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using my friend as as an example, and I'm just hoping he doesn't watch it. I'm not going to say who it is, obviously, so hopefully it's fine. But I have a friend who, junior year of high school, there was this girl in his class that he thought was cute, and they hung out a few times outside of school, like maybe once, or it was probably like 3 times, just like short dates. But he became obsessed with her after that. She stopped being interested. She wasn't really interested. She didn't think they were compatible, I guess. But he stayed obsessed. He's been obsessed with her for years. He, like, for some reason, he fell in love with her very, very quickly. And it's really hard for him to stop being in love with her. He feels like she's really the one for him. Which I don't think is very logical because, again, he doesn't know too much about her. But this is super common, and it's called being in a state of limerence. Now, this term, interesting vines. Okay, I'm just going to go musket the bridge. This term was coined by Dorothy Tennov in 1979. Let's go, punishing for overspending. But essentially, limerence is the state of romantic obsession that your brain tricks you into feeling like it's actual real love, when in fact it is just infatuation, and it's oftentimes just not really based in anything. And what makes this state dangerous is there are certain hormones that are being released in your brain to trick you into thinking it's real love. And the first and foremost of those is dopamine. So every time you think about this girl, every time you think like, wow, she would just be a terrific girlfriend, I really think we'd be happy together, despite really not knowing a ton about her, your brain releases this dopamine. And when dopamine is coming out, serotonin is being decreased. So not only are you feeling these like happy feelings every time you think about this girl, but your logic is kind of gone. You are not as logical as normal because your serotonin helps you stay logical. Wow, that musketeer came in clutch to save that cannon. Let's go. Oh! Did you see that the dark goblin? That was so funny. Anyways, so your serotonin levels dip, making you less logical because serotonin is one of the hormones that makes you logical. Then thirdly, if that's not bad enough, oxytocin is being released as well. And oxytocin is the chemical we have where it encourages us to make like partner bonds for love. And we see it in other animal species too, but specifically with humans, it's like released usually with your romantic partner. So your brain is kind of like bringing you down this rabbit hole of thinking you're in love with someone, bro, when you're really not. And so this is kind of the main reason it happens. Now, there are 3 places this limerence can take you. Number 1, it can take you to reciprocation, where she likes you back, which honestly is rare. Like, I don't know. I think it's rare in this case because like as the girl who's been on the other side of limerence like once or twice when I was dating, or maybe like 3 times, I didn't feel reciprocation because it was kind of weird that he was so obsessed, you know? Like, it was like, it felt unnatural because I literally was like, you are making up a fake version of me, I guess, if that makes sense. So that could be the case for these girls, or it could be the case that they just genuinely don't know you well enough to fall in love with you. Or maybe you're just not compatible and like your brain is tricking you into thinking you are when you're really not. So unlikely, but you know, it is possible. And then that ice column's not gonna be enough. Bro, I'm kind of cooked. So it was enough, actually. Okay. Waste of a cannon. Annie has Hog Rider, so that's lovely. And I'm down in damage. Anyways, so reciprocation, it can also lead you to transference, where you switch that obsession, that limerence, to someone else. Like, you just, like, get another crush. And then thirdly, starvation, where you purposely or not purposely end up getting rid of that obsession. And this is the most healthy of those options, honestly, because you're able to kind of be more logical again. Those hormones aren't messing with your brain so much. Wow, I'm getting cooked by this guy. So how does one starve themselves out of this limerence? This is something we can see with the book Atomic Habits, which you wouldn't think, but it does actually fit perfectly with this scenario. But essentially, if you are feeling like you have a bad habit of being obsessed with oh my gosh, I'm about to lose here. If you have how am I losing so badly? Jeez. You can do 5 main things. Firstly, you can try to ignore, or you can decrease triggers of your love for her, or your obsession, your limerence, which is stop, watching so many romantic movies. Stop listening to that romantic love song that makes you think of her. Like, oh man. Bro, that's so unfortunate. Okay, I'll get the next one, you guys. Don't panic, I'll get the next one. So you can decrease the triggers. You can replace the habit. So every time you catch yourself thinking of her, force yourself to think about something else you enjoy, something else, even something disgusting. Like, just replace that thought of her. Change your environment. If you're constantly thinking about her when you're alone, try to be with friends more. Easier said than done sometimes, but if that's an option. And then number 5, shift your identity. So this is one that, this is one that, oh boy, I'm just so, the game is over before it even started, so that's great. Oh my gosh, I actually feel sad. I feel sad at the way this game started, which is how you care about this game a little bit too much, but we're gonna try anyways. We're only down a little bit, so like, there is a chance I make it out of this. I didn't have enough elixir for her turret. Whatever. Okay, whatever. You shift your identity. So you think to yourself, am I the kind of guy who fantasizes about a girl without really knowing her and like making up a not real version of her? And if the answer is no, then it's easier to stop. Now, that is the first reason. This limerence state that isn't very healthy, but your brain kind of tricks you into. The second reason is the halo effect, which I'm sure a lot of us know about, honestly. Like, it's very common to know about it, especially like it's very prevalent in job interviews or like kind of every facet of life. Oh my god, I just went hog into the fucking bowler, bruh, and now oh my god. Okay, at least he overspent. So there's that. I can be grateful for that. The halo effect. So this is basically just like if someone has a positive trait, we often assume that the rest of them is positive as well. So like if you think a girl's super hot, you kind of assume that she's also smart, or that maybe not necessarily, but you assume that there are other positive traits about her that would make her a good girlfriend, when in reality that may not be the case at all. It's actually kind of random that you think that just based on her appearance. So this is oftentimes one of the main reasons that leads to, okay, he just spent a lot of elixir, so I'm gonna go crazy on the other side. Okay. Oh, wow. Did he just miss? And then I'm gonna go Evo Skellies on the bowler. Oh, wow, I messed that up so bad. I messed that up big time. Bruh, I'm so cooked. Okay. Let's do dual lane pressure here, you guys. And then I'm gonna go Skellies around the monk. Okay, and he did an ability. He didn't get to ability. Okay, anyways. This is just another reason people fall in love. They start to assume things that don't really have any real basis about the girl just because she looks beautiful or something. So those are basically the main ways it happens. And then the way to kind of stop this from happening and break the cycle of these unhealthy obsessions is what I talked about, the starvation thing. Now, an unfortunate part of this that is just sad to think about is this usually comes along with low self-esteem, right? So if you have high self-esteem, you're likely not fantasizing or obsessing over a girl without really knowing a lot about her. You have more, like, you have higher standards for what a girl needs to be like to be with you. You are more evaluative, like you evaluate her more, whether she'd be a good mate, like things like that. Okay, we're actually, as of right now, we are up in damage. Unlucky for him, he doesn't realize I have a much faster cycle than he does. So we are going to get there much sooner. I just need to keep on keeping on. Okay. Anyways, unfortunately, this does come from low self-esteem. And it's much easier said than done to just say, increase your self-esteem, right? Like, I don't know, I'm not an expert in that. I would say I have a lot of moments of low self-esteem, and sometimes it comes out in my videos. Like, I feel like me saying, like, I don't know, I get a little shy in front of the camera sometimes, like, not really completely myself. I've read a lot on how to improve self-esteem and social anxiety and things, and I use journaling personally, where I like fake it till you make it, you know, that thing, where I wow, I didn't take a peck hit. That's crazy. I'll like write like, oh, I'm amazing, or like, I'm good at this thing, even if I don't really feel it in the moment. And I don't lie to myself, I would say, but you know, sometimes that can be helpful. Hopefully I can conquer this Mega Knight. Am I gonna get there in time? Oh, so I sacrificed the Mega Knight for the barrel, the skeleton barrel, whatever. Okay, now we're gonna log. He gave me log value nicely. Yes, the other thing I've read too about low self-esteem is if you become like undeniably very good at something, that can help as well. Like if you're very good at, I mean, even Clash Royale, like if you get very good at it, you start to feel more confident in yourself, I would say. Like an ultimate champion's gonna feel confident that he's an ultimate champion, and that can help. But yeah, I guess the purpose of this video was, oh, my strings are untied, is mostly just to, I guess help you realize like what can happen, and like it helps you treat the symptoms, not necessarily the cause, because it's very difficult to just say, stop being insecure, get higher self-esteem. It's like, okay, thanks for that. That doesn't really help me. So, and that's like been my experience with a lot of that like kind of advice. Just be confident in yourself, you know? And I even said that in my other video, like, be confident. It is very difficult, I will say. And it just sucks that all of this stuff happens because of low self-esteem. But at the end of the day, you can try to control at least part of it. Or fix yourself. Oh, I just missed the bats. But I got the mini P.E.K.K.A. So, go Jackie. That was essentially all of it, I think. All of my notes. Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, and this was actually kind of important too. I can't believe I forgot it. Men tend to, who have low self-esteem, tend to view small acts of kindness as more romantic than they are more often. So that's another part, and that makes this like limerence thing a little bit more dangerous too, because guys will literally think, wow, she probably likes me, because their brains are tricking them into thinking that, when in fact that's just not the case, and it's very sad. I think I'm gonna lose. I gotta get rid of this firecracker. Oh, okay. We are super down. I don't really know how I'm going to get up to that tower. The tower is like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. Where did my Evo Skellies go, huh? Oh my goodness. Okay, well anyways, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later.